حركاتهم وهمومهم وعزومهم لله لا للخلق والشيطان. نعم الرفيق لطالب السبل التي تفضي إلى الخيرات والإحسان. تفضي إلى الخيرات والإحسان.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters and all those listening. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Al-Dhahabiyya Institute Foreigner to Fluency Arabic Language is about to launch on the 29th of this month in January. So if you're at that stage in your life where you've been a Muslim and you don't understand the words of Allah the Almighty, then it's about that time you take that leap. How long is it going to be? And how long are you going to carry on where you pray behind the Imam and you don't even understand the verses of Allah Azza wa Jal? You're not touched when you hear the Quran being recited. You're not able to read an Arabic book. You're not able to read the Quran by yourself. You don't have the understanding of the religion. As the ulama, they state that the sweetness of this religion and understanding the religion properly cannot come except by learning the Arabic language. Some of the ulama even hold the Arabic language to be mandatory. So guess what? It's about that time for you to pick up yourself and come out your comfort zone and learn Arabic. We're here to take you on a journey. Many times as well you find that brothers and sisters take the wrong path with regards to learning the Arabic language. They don't understand what they need to be doing. They don't have the right tools. Maybe they have the wrong teacher. Maybe the methodology is wrong. Maybe they are taking the wrong resources with them. It's been 10 years, it's been 5 years, it's been 15 years, and you're still on the same level in terms of the Arabic language. You can't hold an Arabic conversation with someone. Then it's about that time you take that leap. And let us help you in that journey. Because I've been there, I've done that. I went from being a foreigner, not understanding the Arabic language at all, and alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, by the permission of Allah Azza wa Jal, I'm now able to understand the Arabic language. Walillahi alhamd wal minna. So I'm here, your brother in Islam, to help you understand this Arabic language and to become at a level where you're going to be able to speak and understand the words of Allah Azza wa Jal, so you can understand your religion in a much better way. Another announcement, on the 24th inshallah of January at 9 p.m. UK time, I'll be holding a masterclass free taster lesson where you'll be able to understand and see what we'll be covering bi'idhnillahi ta'ala on the 3-month program. I'm waiting for you on the other side. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah. So I'm going to get straight into it. Obviously, since the last video that we also related to Hijrah, and why I left the UK and what have you, I think there were a lot of questions, emails. So I thought, you know what, I'll just make another video, quick one, short, brief, inshallah. Okay, with regards to Hijrah, what is Hijrah? Of course, we know that the Hijrah, that which the ulama explain, is al-intiqal min balad al-shirk. When you are leaving, okay, when you leave a place of where there is shirk present, ila balad al-tawheed, to the lands of Tawheed, Islamic monotheism, or al-intiqal min a place of khawf to a place of aman. That's another type of hijrah, when you leave a place where you're fearful, okay, in terms of your safety, to a place that is safe. And when it's talking about min intiqal min balad al-kufr ila balad al-islam, when you leave a place of disbelief to a place that is a Muslim land. So all of these, the ulama, they explain that these are what is hijrah. Now, brothers and sisters, pay attention. When someone says, I'm making the intention of hijrah, it's heavy and it's a big thing. Hence why a lot of the scholars have advised, especially the day and age we live in today, brothers and sisters, not like before where things are easy and what have you. You need visas, you need paperwork, you need iqamas, you need this and that and what have you. And look, I'm going to be straight because I'm someone that's truthful. With regards to making hijrah, I would not advise someone to make the intention of hijrah, unless everything was set up for them where there's no chance of things going wrong. What I mean by that is, for example, let's say one was to want to make the intention to go to a Muslim land like the Middle East, okay, any of the lands in the Middle East. Of course, that which is that most of these places, it's more or less impossible for you to have that citizenship or that means of being a resident, a legal resident forever. okay? Because the rules change, and unfortunately the sad reality is the rules are not always in your favor. So that's why the ulama, they have advised that one should try the utmost best to make the intention of seeking knowledge or living within the Muslim and residing within the Muslim lands. But the intention of hijrah, why I would say that I wouldn't advise someone just to make that first time, especially for those that have never even lived in the Muslim lands, is because the ahkam, okay, that which pertains to you now going back if things did, if there was a bit of a hiccup or things didn't go according to, your plan, then it would literally mean that you're sinning. Okay, now, let's say for example you've planned the trip, everything is happy, everyone's laughing, you've got money saved up or you've got a means of income and you're there for a couple of years, couple of months, and then things go wrong. In the beginning when you want to go, everything's okay and everything's good, jobs are good and let's go. You get there and mate, it's not what you think it is. So things can happen. That's why always, have high aspirations, but don't think that everything is going to be paved, for you and you're going to be given the red carpet. Because unfortunately, we do live in a day and age where living and staying within the Muslim lands is not, a walk in a park. I'm telling you because I want to be as real as I can with all of you listening, so that, you don't have, certain expectations and when you get there, they're not met and then you get disappointed. That's one thing I want you to all bear in mind. That's that being said with regards to hijrah. So the best thing is that you make intention of, wanting to reside within the Muslims, wanting to seek knowledge, because we all need to seek knowledge, we all need to uplift the ignorance from ourselves. And then you get there, alhamdulillah, however long Allah, decrees for you to stay there, wabihi wa ni'ma, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. You're happy, alhamdulillah, and you're not sinning in case you had to go back for a year or 2 years or something, whatever. Of course, I wish for everyone to be able to reside within the Muslims and never need to go back. But unfortunately, that's not going to always be the case for everyone. Everyone's circumstances and scenarios are different. Now, an important message I must say to all those listening, before maybe I talk about my experience and what have you, is that, look, as a Muslim living in the West, born and raised in the West specifically, and you now want to go and reside in the Muslim land, number one, after you've done what you need to do, you're sincere and what have you, you've got the right reasons, you need to make sure you don't have high expectations. And there's a saying, one of the Salaf mentioned, إِنَّ الْأَرْضَ لَا يُقَدِّسُ أَحَدًا. Okay, that the land, okay, that the land, okay, that soil, that land, whether it be in a Muslim land that we're talking, of course, just because that land can be sacred, it doesn't mean it's going to make the person or the people, the inhabitants, also sacred. So unfortunately, us living in the West, we expect that when we go to these Muslim lands, everyone is going to, كُلَّ أَحَدْ سَيُرَحِّبْ بِنَا, everyone's going to welcome us, everyone's going to be so happy to see us because we're Muslims, and they're going to give us the best treatment and what have you, and everyone's going to smile and give you salams and welcome you to their households and this and that and help you out. Look, it's 2024, brothers and sisters. That's far from the case. That's not the case. Please, 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 brothers and sisters, stop having high expectations. Stop thinking that because you're going to a Muslim land and you're going for the right purpose, that everyone else that's there as well has gone for that purpose, or everyone that's already there, that those that are residing within those lands are happy to, literally embrace you. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So you have to get your mind screwed on that you're going for a purpose. Anything else that happens, don't let it get in your way. Same advice that I give, for example, if I was to advise myself, looking back when I first came here, I would advise myself, listen, Abdullah, you're going to that specific land to seek knowledge and what have you. Not everyone wants you to be in that land. Not everyone is happy to see you there. Not everyone is that, you're not there to make friends. You're not there to concentrate, put your head down on why you came, do your thing. Jobs are good in. Literally, that's it. Happy, alhamdulillah, and that's the thing that you have to bear in mind. Now, if you're going and you're wanting to make that move, you may face certain obstacles and certain, situations you may be put in and what have you. It may not be the smoothest journey, but one thing you have to bear in mind: إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُضِيعُ أَجْرَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah Azza wa Jalla will not put to waste the good deed of a good doer. مَنْ تَرَكَ شَيْئًا لِلَّهِ. Always think about this. مَنْ تَرَكَ شَيْئًا لِلَّهِ. Whoever leaves of something for the sake of Allah, عَوَّضَهُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا مِنْ. Then Allah Azza wa Jalla will replace that which they left off for something better. I'm being deadly honest, it's not the easiest move, especially the day and age we live in today. Okay, and more so living in the Middle East is probably even harder than living within another Muslim land, because of course the paperwork and what have you is a bit more, it's a bit more to it. There's a bit more to it. It's a bit more, getting iqamas and this and doing that and means of residency. It's a bit more difficult. Inshallah, we'll make more videos, inshallah, where I'll educate all of you in terms of the different iqamas, which Middle Eastern countries are the easiest to get into coming from the West, which one gives you the most stability in terms of seeking a job, which country within the Middle East is the easiest to actually get an actual job and have a secure job, healthcare, medical, schooling for the kids, community. I've been there, done that, alhamdulillah, so I'm able to just give back so that you, hopefully watching this, one of you would be able to benefit, because I get many questions and I can't answer everyone's emails. So once again as well, gentle request, apologies if I haven't been able to respond back to you, but I get heaps and heaps of emails coming in. So there's only one of me, and I wish I can aid all of you that wishes to actually go out, whether it's seeking knowledge, whether it's living, working, whatever it may be. Because alhamdulillah, look, at the end of the day, one thing I must say is that we always wait, and look, it's good to do your research. It is good. It's important. It's actually crucial. But don't become over paranoid and go beyond and above too much and just overdo it in terms of, planning and plotting. Because look, I'll give you an example, right? The average age of those that think about they're wanting to start moving, leaving where they live, where they reside, and wanting to go out, probably you start at the age of 18. I'm just going to say, just generally, it could start younger. Okay, but let's say 18 years old. Okay, they're going to uni, they're not going to go, so then they want to apply to university, Islamic university. And now, mashallah, even sisters want to apply for Islamic university, because back then it was very rare you'd find sisters actually wanting to go out. They've opened doors in the Middle East, alhamdulillah, for people to come and study. Now, when that happens, eventually, one is going to get married. And there's a saying, right, and I'll never forget, I remember, subhanAllah, uncles used to tell me this, I'll never forget. And they would say that if you get married in the West, obviously I'm from the UK, from London, if you get married from the West, if you get married, that's a year now you have to dedicate to settling in together, having a house, what have you. And then if you get your first child, that's 5 years you're stuck in the UK. I'll never forget. And when I used to listen to that, I'm like, what do you mean, uncle? That doesn't make sense. Why is it 5 years? And they're like, one day you'd understand. I'll never forget. I'll be told, like, one day you'd understand. And subhanAllah, when you think about it, it's so true, because once you get that first child now, to move and just pick up your bags, it becomes difficult, because now you're stuck. Because obviously, the beginning, being a new father or a new mother, having to care and tender for that child, having to plan, okay, getting a house, okay, they need this now, you need to get this, and you need to get this for them, and they're growing and growing. Next thing you know, you've actually got to the stage where you're thinking about putting them in school. But you're still planning, you're still trying to save, you're still trying to pay the bills and this, that, juggle and balance between everything. It's like, what do you do? And this is when, the real test comes in. That's why I say that when you are planning, plan in advance. Do the correct calculations and what have you, and plan where you're going to go. Maybe if it's the brothers, I would advise the brothers to jet off and go to the country first that they want to go and reside in. Just check it out as a holiday, be there maybe a month maximum. Let's just say get a couple of contacts, and and let me just give a shout out as well for those that do want to move to the Middle East or in the Muslim lands and they want advice, then they can www.madina-student-life.com, book a consultation, inshallah, where I can advise you with regards to the moves and the right steps to make. But anyway, so with regards to actually this plan, if you over plan it, you're going to end up seeing yourself that it's now 10 years since you said you want to make the move. There's never a perfect time when it comes to making the move. Don't get me wrong, of course you should plan it in advance and there should be a time frame, but what I mean by that is if you give yourself, for example, 5 years, 10 years, you're thinking too much of what is a possibility, what if that. Prophet ﷺ says to us, don't say low, don't say if, because if opens the doors of shaitan. Do you understand? Meaning that, let's say for example now you've got some sort of money, you've got a means of income, when you get there. That's the main couple of things you need to do, right? You've got a means of income, you've got a means to make money, to pay the rent, to live. Look, Allah Azza wa Jal will never leave you. He's the one who put you into this world, and He's the one that will care and tend for you. Okay? أَلَيْسَ اللَّهُ بِكَافٍ عَبْدًا. Think about it. Yani, isn't Allah sufficient for His servants? Allah says to us in the Quran, أَلَيْسَ اللَّهُ بِكَافٍ عَبْدًا. When you think about it, it's like, subhanAllah, I'm stressing 50,000 years before I came into existence, my rizq was written already. Okay? أربعين يوما, 40 days, literally, before I even, yani 40 days now, I'm in my mother's womb. Another time, it's another reminder for yourself. My rizq is written as well. And when I'm going to get and there's another authentic narration that states there's not a single penny or a dirham or dinar that will skip a servant. For example, I'm estimated to have XYZ amount of money for my within the whole lifetime that I'm going to live in this dunya. Not a single penny, not a single halala, not a single dirham, not a single cent is going to. I'm not sure if it's a cent in America, but not a single penny is going to miss me from my rizq. So why are you stressing? Why are you thinking about it too much? Another hadith I would like all of you to think about is Allah Azza wa Jal, of course, is the one that is the provider. Huwa ar-Razzaq. The Prophet ﷺ says, and you know what, actually I'll say the hadith in the end. But now, moving forward, brothers and sisters, you make a plan, you have a means of, income, you got a country or two, go out, check one of the two, okay, and then make the move. Don't delay it. Don't say, I need to get another 20,000, I need to get another 5,000, I need to first get a house there, I need to buy a house. Look, make sure you've done the research. You've gone, let's say for example, مثلا, it's going to the UAE. You take a trip to the UAE, you don't even need a visa to go there. You just land, you jump in, taxi, speak to some guys, go from different cities, check out. Obviously, you do research beforehand, you get in contact with some brothers as well, and inshallah, that's also another thing as well that's going to come soon, inshallah. But anyway, so you get, where bi'idhnillahi ta'ala will try and help you out to get in there. But look, so you got there now, you're there, you've landed, make some contacts with some people. Networking obviously is key. You go to the different, whether it's Sharjah or Dubai or Abu Dhabi, whatever it may be. I don't know whether you like it or not, I'm just saying. Just giving you a random example. Then you've checked it out, you've seen what's there, you've got a perspective, you've gone to the schools maybe, you've spoken to someone that's living there already, the salary, how much they need to live and survive, whatever. Then you jet off to Oman, mathalan, then you go to Bahrain, and then that's it, you've done three that day, those were your top three. And then you've gone back now, so you know how much it costs to live, rent, you've calculated, you've seen the difference, and community this, that, whatever. And then you've gone back to the UK. Once you're there back in the UK or wherever you live, next thing you know, you give yourself a deadline. You say, Abdullah, Ismail, Aisha, fam, listen, we need to leave by December 2024. Let's just say, or we need to leave by February 2025. That's it. You've given yourself a deadline. No matter what happens, stick to that deadline. If you can do things beforehand, but know yourself, you know what? By then, I'm out of here. I'm jetting off. And then, you just go. But of course, you've done your research. You've done what you need to do. To be honest, my story now, let's move over to my story. Alhamdulillah, the thing is with me is that I went to Egypt. I don't think I've told a story of Egypt, but I went to Egypt before I went to Saudi. When I was a little kid. I was 13, I think, when I went to Egypt. So 13, yeah, roughly around 13 years old, 13, 14. So I had got a little taste of, the Arab land and what it is. But I was young. I didn't really have any sort of plan, future, what I wanted to. I did know what I wanted to be and what have you, but that's also another topic. But I mean, I didn't think I was going to be ending up going to Saudi Arabia, Medina. But for me, because I was a footballer. I was a baller, alhamdulillah. So that was my thing, just playing football and just literally just that. And alhamdulillah, Allah guided me to something else. Had it not been for the guidance of Allah Azza wa Jal, who knows? But anyway, that's another story for another day. But my life was football, playing semi-pro, what have you, going professional, and then just Allah Azza wa Jal having a better plan for me. Allah Azza wa Jal keep us all firm and steadfast. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. But, so yeah, and then obviously I got accepted in Medina, went there, studied, learnt the language, what have you, this, that, obviously, know how to live. And with me, when I go somewhere, I like to live properly amongst the people and actually live. I'm not someone that would just live in the outskirts and just, stick to myself and just, no. I literally venture off, venture out and actually, interact and intermingle with the people. That's what I like to do. I think that's, for me anyway, I see that as important. I'll be in a place for 2-3 days, but I'll learn something. I'll learn how to say a couple of words, the culture, the food, the people. So when I was in KSA, I did that because I didn't live inside the university dorms. I lived outside in the beginning. Jami'at al-Bir. Anyone that knows Jami'at al-Bir, Allahu Akbar. I love that place. Anyway, so then eventually I brought my family, and then we lived outside. So all my years was just living amongst the people. So I got to learn a great deal of the Saudis and what have you, the culture, the food, the language. So then I've come back now, and subhanallah, I don't think I've ever said this, but I literally felt, imagine, born and bred in London. Okay, I'm a Londoner. I'm a Londoner, and when I graduated. I remember I graduated, and I think it was roughly around, when was it? I believe it was, January 2021. That's when I landed back in the UK, yeah? I kid you not. No joke. No word of lie. I felt like a foreigner. I felt like, what is this place? Bearing in mind as well, COVID kicked in, so I stayed for that year in Ramadan, and the year before, and I think the year before, from 2017, that was the last, or 2018, I believe, was the last, 18, 19, 20, 20. So 3 years I didn't travel back to the UK. And a lot had happened from then until 2021. And I kid you not, I felt like to myself, I remember the first day I landed, I was like, whoa. And then obviously I was there, and I remember I was like, I can't do this, man. I remember telling myself, Abdullah, I can't do this. And even, subhanAllah, to the extent that my own family saw that I had changed in terms of my character. I wasn't my normal self. Whoever knows me knows how I am in terms of my character, but I wasn't my normal self. And I couldn't explain it. Whenever they asked me, you okay? I'm like, yeah, of course I'm okay, I'm normal. But I didn't even understand that I was acting different. But it's because of the fact that I was so used to living in Medina. Whereas living in the UK now almost became as something foreign to me. I had to kind of digest the whole concept that I'm back in the UK. This is UK, London. It's do you understand? For me, it was thinking about it now, looking at it from the bird's eye view from then until now, it's subhanAllah, it was very, very, very different. It was very difficult for me. So that was my journey. Anyway, so I don't want to delve too much into it because that's not the topic at hand today. But for me, it only made sense, I would say. Well, I'm not going to say it only made sense, but I tried it, right? And I couldn't do it. So I went back to Saudi, and then I stayed there for a bit, but I'm like, you know what? I need to do my purpose, fulfill my purpose, try, give back to the community and what have you, da'wah and this. But then I went back again, and I stayed there for, this time properly. I got a bit more interactive with certain, communities and what have you, that which Allah made possible. And I thought to myself, I can't do it. But this is now, I've kind of, swallowed up the idea that, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to make this happen. We're going to be in London. Let's make it happen. But then, subhanAllah, I looked at my situation, and for me, it was I can't do this to my kids. This is not happening. I don't know what's going to happen to their future. Of course, at the end of the day, إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. Allah is the one that guides. You're not the one that guides whom you love and what have you. No, الْهِدَايَةُ مِنَ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَ. Guidance with it, is from Allah Azza wa Jal. But for me, it was this is just, I can't do this to them. I feel bad if I know that something was to happen to them later on, and it's because I chose to stay and live in London. That was my point of view, because my kids at that time was they're young in age, right? They haven't hit the teenage age. So obviously, which is another hurdle, another challenge. May Allah make it easy for all the parents out there, all the Muslim parents that are, out there. May Allah Azza wa make it easy for all of you, because of course it's not easy. And for me, it was you know what? I need to pick up my bags. I need to go. And that's when the journey started. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Join me inshallah in the next video. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're here on the website MSO, your trusted partner in realizing your dreams. Whether you want to study, make hijrah, need advice in marriage, need advice in general affairs related to your life, whatever it may be. Alhamdulillah, MSO has over 10 years experience. 10 years experience, that's right, in supporting and guiding aspiring students that want to go seek knowledge abroad or that are studying currently within the Islamic countries and they don't know how to go about with regards to that which they need to do and the best journey to take. Alhamdulillah, we've got a dedicated team which will cater to all of your needs. We believe in making your dreams a reality by dedicating experts to give you advice, personalized assistance, and a wealth of resources. It doesn't matter what you need, MSO has it all. Cultural insights or logistical support, we have so much to offer to you. So remember, you're here for a reason. You didn't come across us by mistake. Join us in shaping a brighter future and expanding your horizons. Your success is our mission at MSO. So remember, the decision is yours. Do you want professionals or do you want to suffer on the way? We make your life easy. All you have to do is just click any of the services and we'll do the rest for you. Assalamu alaikum.